Okay, so the worst kept secret in football over the last 24 hours is now a reality. Ange Postecoglou has been announced and appointed as Nottingham Forest's new manager, replacing Nuno Espririto Santo. Now, Marinakis, the chairman, obviously, the relationship between Marinakis and Nuno obviously had deteriorated quite significantly since the end of last season, and there were signs last season where you could see the relationship was starting to fray. And of course, at the beginning of the international break, Nuno obviously gave a press conference, and it was quite obviously hinted that he mentioned that the relationship was not in a good place, and that he even basically admitted his future was up in the air. There'd been a lot of speculation since the end of last season surrounding Nuno's position, and of course Ange Postecoglou was available, so they don't have to pay a club compensation to get him out of a contract. He's just come off the back of winning silverware with Spurs, obviously the Europa League in Europe, and Nottingham Forest are in Europe this season. And of course, he had a very successful spell at Celtic in Scotland, which is why he ended up at Tottenham Hotspur. Now, I think what might concern Forest fans is the style of football that Postecoglou will play will be significantly different to the quite successful style of football that Nuno implemented at Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest were at their best playing fast-paced counter-attack football. They could also score a lot of goals when playing really, really well with this fast-paced counter-attack style. Where they came unstuck was in lengthier spells of possession, and it's going to be interesting to see how Postecoglou, how he implements his style with the players currently at Nottingham Forest, because the players at Forest their skill sets suit Nuno's philosophy. They have employed quick-paced counter-attacks and also quick-paced passing moves that very quickly went from defence to attack, and they could score a lot of goals. They could open up defences. Now, obviously, at times Nottingham Forest did have some heavy defeats in there, but they were for most of the season in the Champions League places until the last month of the season, when they sort of ran out of steam a little bit, and a few injuries did take their toll on the effectiveness of the squad. In saying that, Postecoglou has got a track record of winning silverware wherever he's been, and yes, some people will argue he did have a poor season at Spurs, but he also won Spurs their first trophy in the best part of 2 decades by winning that Europa League final. So it'd be interesting to see if this has a positive impact on Nottingham Forest, or if they actually struggle this season, because there's a lot of question marks over the appointment. And there's a lot of discussion on social media when it was rumoured that he was going to be appointed about would this be the right move. But we shall see what Postecoglou can do in the short to medium term. And, you know, if the players at Forest buy in to the change in style that's going to come, they're going to be playing a different style of football. It will still be a high energy based style with possession more than counter-attack, but Postecoglou teams are at their best when moving the ball quickly. But also, many of Postecoglou's critics will look at the injury rate of his players at the various clubs and teams he has coached. He expects high energy from his players, and is also a hard taskmaster in training. And Spurs did have a lot of injury issues last year, and a lot of people questioned some of the training methods and the style of play that were implemented by Postecoglou. But he has been named as the replacement to Nuno Espririto Santo at Nottingham Forest. Let's see what happens. This is very early in the season, but the managerial merry-go-round has already begun. But for me, for now, thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts in the comments section below, and I'll have some more content for you all very, very soon.